Hi guys, in today's writing video lesson, we're going to do a closed test. This is a text with a lot of gaps in it, which will help you figure out the collocations. These are words that go together. Hopefully, the importance of using collocations accurately is not lost on you guys, especially for those of you who are aiming to crush the IELTS. All right, let's deal with the question that we're given. Some experts think that high school graduates would benefit from a break of 1 year before they go to university. Do the advantages of a gap year outweigh the disadvantages? A couple of keywords here. Outweigh. Outweigh means to be more important than. It does not mean outnumber. So we're comparing the importance of the advantages and the disadvantages. Let's pronounce these words. Advantage, advantage, disadvantage. All right, so it's not pronounced advantage, no, advantage. Lovely. Let's look at the first paragraph to this essay. This is called the intro, and we've talked about the intro before. A number of educators suggest that it is worthwhile for students to take a year off upon graduating from high school. This is just a paraphrase statement, right? And I recommend students to write a similar statement. If they cannot come up with ideas on the spot, it's always a good idea just to paraphrase the statement that is given in the question. Okay, let me pronounce a few words for you. Educator, educator. Suggest, suggest. Upon, upon. Graduate, graduate. All right, let's press on. Once they have spent this time focusing on other tasks, students can, and there is the first collocation of the lesson. What verb can I use with the word education? You can use your dictionary, look up the word education, and figure out what verb would form a nice collocation there. The one that I like is pursue. To pursue higher education. There are other options too, so look up the word education in your collocations dictionary. While there are drawbacks associated with this decision, I believe the benefits are more what? So 2 adjectives are needed to fill the gaps here. You could figure out that this statement expresses the position which favors the advantages being more important. While there are minor drawbacks that are not as important as the benefits, I believe the benefits are more considerable. Again, there are other options that you could use. Let me highlight the collocations here for you. To pursue higher education, minor drawbacks, and considerable benefits. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the first body paragraph. The way I've set up this essay is such that I will first argue in favor of the side that I strongly support, the advantages. Okay, the gap, advantage of blah, blah, blah. So what adjective can I use here? I like the word principal. Principal means main or major. And I've spelled this correctly, P-A-L. The principal advantage of a gap year is that youths gain a broader perspective. All right, to gain perspective. What preposition can I use here? On life. Lovely. A typical high school graduate has spent approximately 12 years in school. During this time, their experience of life is shaped by what they are taught in school. Full stop. However, if a student decides to live in a foreign country, for instance, they will realize that cultural norms vary around the world. Let me pronounce a few words for you. Vary. You're probably familiar with the word various. This is the verb, which means to differ. Okay, an additional gap is that, okay, now we're talking about another benefit. I could use the word positive. This is a noun here, an additional benefit, an additional positive. So don't write an additional point. That would be awkward. Is that by participating in some form of work, comma, adolescents will, and I need a verb that collocates with the word awareness. I'm sure you've guessed correctly that the one that works here is increase or raise. All right, let me highlight that collocation because it shows up a lot on the IELTS as well. Lovely. Okay, so we are looking at the second benefit here in the same paragraph. You could set up your essay differently. So this is not the only way to do it, guys, but this is a very good and reliable layout that you could replicate in advantages, disadvantages essays. All right, let's carry on. Adolescent. It's kind of like the word teenager, but a bit more formal. Adolescent. All right, so adolescents will raise their awareness regarding what career paths suit them. Now, the word career has the stress on the second part. Career paths. Youngsters who have not had a chance to discover their passion will especially find a year-long experimentation period useful. To find something useful is a very good collocation as well. So let's go over what we have learned in this part of the lesson. The principal advantage to gain perspective on something. I've highlighted these ones. All right. Perhaps in the future, we'll get more practice in using collocations accurately. Until then, take very good care of yourselves.